Hi guys, today we will read Shopping with Dad. My mom made a list and she gave it to us, to me and my dad, and we went on the bus. We got off the bus at the stop by the shop. Dad found us a cart and then, whoosh, we were off. Dad gave me the list and the pencil to hold, and he said, if you're good and you do as you're told, you can cross out the things from the list as, hey, wait. I'd already started, so he was too late. That was silly, he said. Now it's quite hard to read. This list tells me all of the things that we need. He read it and laughed and said, listen to this. Your mom's put some very strange things on the list. Weather bread, danger jam, evergreen eggs, octopus underpants, spider's legs, well-behaved daughter water, extra clean germs, strong Odigrum pills, and a bucket of worms. I laughed and asked, does it have normal things too? It does, said my dad. Now here's what we'll do. But I didn't listen because I was excited, because Mommy was funny and I was delighted. So I ran and I ran and I ran and I ran. I ran and I ran and bumped into a man who was stacking up cans at the end of the aisle, who said, whoa there, and steady, and gave me a smile. I said, I'm very sorry. I thought this was best because I knew that my dad was getting quite stressed, and he was. He said, stop, he said, give it a rest. So I stopped and I stopped and I sat and I stopped. I sat there nonstop. I sat there and sat, and I didn't start starting at all. In fact, I sat till I couldn't be still anymore. I was sitting so still it was making me sore. It was making me feel that I couldn't quite breathe. It was making me sweat. It was making me sneeze. And the sneezing feeling, it built up inside, and I just couldn't stop it. I tried and I tried. I tried every non-sneezing thing I could do, but it just, uh, uh, achoo. That sneeze was fantastic. It made my dad jump, and his jump gave the woman beside him a bump, and she went, ah, and swung around in alarm, and her back hit a woman who jogged a man's arm, and he nudged a lady who knocked someone else, and the knock got passed down to the end of the shelf, till the last person bashed the big stack of man built, which juddered and jiggled and started to tilt. And the man who'd been stacking turned slowly around to see his work fall, smash, bang, crash to the ground. Smash, bang, bong, crash, ping, wallop, clunk, clung to the floor. And everyone gasped, and one woman swore, mercy. Then a loud, angry voice said, what's happening here? And I thought, uh-oh. And my dad said, oh dear. It was him. No, it wasn't. It was. That's not fair. She pushed me. He shoved me. Did not. It was her. Then the woman my daddy had bumped on the arm, the one who'd gone and swung around in alarm, she pointed her finger and said, it was him. And they stared at my dad. And my dad scratched his chin, and my dad scratched his nose, and my dad scratched his head. But it isn't his fault, it's his fault, I said. It was mine. It was me. I sneezed. I sort of exploded as if I was loaded with a great big wet shout. Then my voice faded out. They looked at me hard, so I held on to Dad, who looked 22 proud and a quarter past sad. And he winked at me once, and I looked in his face, and I saw in his eyes the hint of a trace of laughter, soft laughter that couldn't come out. And he said to the men who had started to shout, "Shh." And he said to the people who gave us hard looks with a very slight shrug of his shoulders, "Oops. Accidents happen. It's always a shame. But when push comes to shove, there's no one to blame." Then my dad, he got down on his knees in the store and he started to pick all the cans off the floor. The woman knelt too. She said, "Right, you're not wrong." Then everyone joined us. It didn't take long. Dad stood up and stretched and then said, "That wasn't hard." So we finished our shopping. He paid with his card. We went home. Mom gave us a hug and a kiss. She said, "Did you get all of the things on the list?" Dad told her what happened. He made it sound fun. And she laughed and said, "Very well done." Thank you guys. I'll see you next time.